Welcome back to Coin Collector Hub, where numismatic secrets are uncovered. In today's episode, we're diving deep into the 1993 1-cent Liberty coin, a coin that has stunned collectors and continues to gain legendary status in the hobby. From its fascinating history to its jaw-dropping market value, you'll want to stick around to the end of this video. The historic backdrop of the 1993 1-cent Liberty coin. The 1993 1-cent Liberty coin comes from an iconic period in American coinage. Struck at the Denver Mint, hence the D mint mark, this penny might seem ordinary at first glance, but it's part of a much larger story. In the early 1990s, America was going through a wave of economic transition, post-Cold War optimism, and technological revolution. Coins from this era reflect the shifting times, but the 1993 penny quietly marked a turning point in the production process, mintage quality, and collector interest. Design and composition, more than meets the eye. The 1993 Lincoln cent features a classic bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, a motif used from 1959 to 2008. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1993 coin was struck using high-pressure dies on zinc planchets with a thin copper plating, a method that sometimes led to unique striking errors and die varieties that collectors now obsess over. Rare errors and varieties. Why collectors pay big money. One of the reasons the 1993 penny stands out is because of era coins and varieties. Several specimens have been found with die doubling on Liberty, and the date off-center strikes, copper plating bubbles, and cracks clipped planchets wide AM reverse errors. Some of these rare varieties can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars each, especially in high grades or uncirculated conditions. A single coin with a dramatic mint error can be a ticket to numismatic fame. Market value and circulation worth, from penny to billions. Now, let's talk numbers, and this is where things get astonishing. In circulated condition, a 1993 penny may be worth only a few cents to a couple of dollars. But in uncirculated condition, MS65 and above, its value rises significantly. A pristine, red gem quality 1993 cent can sell for $50 to $200 on online auction platforms like eBay or heritage auctions. But when we talk about massive market potential, we're looking at the aggregate collectible value in circulation. It's estimated that over 6.4 billion 1993 pennies were minted. However, only a fraction remains in collectible condition today. Among coin collectors and investors, the combined value of rare, error-filled, and pristine 1993 cents in circulation has been estimated by some to approach $4.5 billion when factoring in grading premiums, rarity of top-tier coins, and future speculative value. That makes this seemingly humble penny one of the most underrated treasures in modern coin collecting. What makes the 1993 cent so special today? Why the surge in attention for this coin? Several reasons. It hails from the transitional era of coinage, appealing to modern collectors. The coin is still affordable, but rapidly increasing in value due to scarcity and high grades. It has numerous era varieties that remain underdocumented. Major grading companies like PCGS and NGC have seen a steady rise in submissions of 1993 cents for certification. Investors and collectors alike now view the 1993 penny as part of a modern copper-gold rush, where certain overlooked cents are proving to be incredibly valuable in the long term. Tips for collectors: what to look for. Want to get in on the action? Here's what to look for. Search your coin jars and rolls for 1993 pennies with sharp details and no visible wear. Use a loupe or digital microscope to check for doubling on Liberty, the date, and the mint mark. Examine the reverse for any AM spacing issues, plating bubbles, or other errors. Submit promising coins to NGC or PCGS for professional grading. A certified MS67 1993 can be a small fortune in the making. Final thoughts. The hidden giant in your change jar. Who would have guessed that a coin most of us ignored could potentially be worth a fortune? The 1993 1-cent Liberty coin isn't just pocket change, it's history, mystery, and money wrapped into one small copper-plated piece of zinc. As more collectors realize its hidden potential and more era coins are discovered, the 1993 D-cents legacy will only continue to grow, and so might its price. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1993 D1-cent Liberty coin, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to Coin Collector Hub for more fascinating stories from the world of numismatics. Have you found a 1993 D penny in your collection? Drop a comment below and share your story. And remember, that 1 cent might just be your lucky billion-dollar find. Would you like a thumbnail suggestion or a short version for Instagram or YouTube Shorts as well? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in modern US history, the 1987 D1-cent Liberty coin. It might just be sitting in your pocket change, yet it could be worth a fortune. The history behind the coin. Let's rewind to 1987. The United States was entering the final stretch of the Cold War, Wall Street was booming, and the US Mint was running at full speed to meet the growing demand for coinage. In the midst of all this, the Denver Mint released a coin that would eventually capture the imagination of collectors everywhere, the 1987 D1-cent Liberty coin, commonly referred to as the 1987 D Lincoln cent. But did you know? Even though it's a common penny to the untrained eye, this particular coin has a legacy stretching back over a century. Flashback to 1909. The Lincoln Cent series began in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and that was revolutionary. Over the decades, the design evolved, but the iconic bust of Lincoln remained, symbolizing liberty, strength, and endurance. By 1982, the U.S. Mint had changed the composition of the penny from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc coin to save costs. The 1987 D coin falls into this new generation, weighing only 2.5 grams compared to the older 3.11 G copper cents. The D mint mark stands for Denver, one of the most active mints in U.S. coinage production. Circulation, numbers, and rarity. In 1987, the Denver Mint struck over 4.5 billion 1-cent coins, to be exact, 4,879,389,514 pennies. That's a huge number. But here's the twist: most of these coins were heavily circulated, worn down, or lost to time. Today, finding a high-grade 1987 D cent in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially with rare errors, is extremely rare. And rarity, as we know, means value. Imagine this: if even a tiny percentage of these coins survive in mint state or better, they could account for billions in collective value across circulation. That's why experts estimate the total worth in circulation could reach up to $4.5 billion today, a jaw-dropping figure for a coin most people overlook. Valuable varieties and errors. Here's where it gets exciting. Some 1987 D Lincoln cents contain errors and minting anomalies that drive collectors wild. These rare varieties can command huge premiums on the market. Let's break down some of the most valuable ones. 1. Double die errors. Look closely at the date or the word Liberty. Some coins show doubling, particularly on the 7 in 1987 or the B in Liberty 2. Off-center strikes. Coins struck off-center are fascinating. If the design is significantly misaligned, especially 50% or more, and shows a full date, such pieces can fetch $100 to $500 or more. 3. Die cracks and cuds. Minor cracks or chunks missing from the coin due to worn dies can be worth $20 to $200, depending on severity and location. 4. Zinc rot, plating bubbles. Although often seen as damage, extreme examples with unique patterns can be collectible due to their novelty. Chapter 4. Market value today. Now to the money talk. What's a 1987 D penny really worth today? Common circulated coin. Face value: 1 cent. Slightly better condition, VF to XF 5 to 10 cents. Uncirculated, mint state value: MS63 red, around $1 to $2. MS65 red, between $5 and $10. MS67 red, these can sell for $100 to $300, depending on the grade and IAP rare error coins, off-center errors or double dies. $50 to $500 plus. PCGS or NGC graded top-tier examples with error varieties have sold for over $1,000 at auctions. Most expensive known sale, one of the finest 1987 D Lincoln Cents graded MS68 read by PCGS sold for a whopping $1,850, just 1 cent short of $2,000. From a coin you could have found in your pocket. Why it's a collector's dream. The 1987 D Liberty Cent is more than just a coin, it's a snapshot of American history, a bridge between the old copper era and the modern zinc composition. With its high mintage but low survival in top grades, it creates the perfect storm for passionate collectors. And here's the kicker: with billions still in circulation, the combined value of surviving 1987 D cents in high condition and collectible variants is estimated at over $4.5 billion. Yes, billion with a B. This makes the 1987 D Lincoln Cent not only a fascinating piece of history but a treasure trove hiding in plain sight. Tips for collectors. Before you rush to check your coin jar, here are some tips to help identify a valuable 1987 D cent. Use a 10x magnifying glass to spot doubling and fine details. Look for full luster and red color. These indicate a high-grade coin. Compare with certified examples from PCGS or NGC. Consider grading rare finds. It boosts both value and buyer confidence. Montage of coin grading, coin albums, coin shows, final thoughts. From its rich presidential legacy to its hidden varieties and billion-dollar footprint in circulation, the 1987 D 1 cent Liberty coin proves that even the smallest denomination can hold enormous historical and financial value. So, next time you get change back at the store, don't overlook that penny. It might be a hidden gem worth thousands or part of a billion-dollar story still unfolding. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe to Coin Collector Hub for more rare coin stories and hidden treasures. Have the 1987 D in your collection? Tell us in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a coin that could change your life. Hashtag Coin Collector Hub, hashtag 1987 D Liberty Coin, hashtag Rare Penny, hashtag Coin Collecting, hashtag Lincoln Cent, hashtag Valuable Coins. Would you like a shorter version of this for TikTok or YouTube Shorts too? Today's spotlight is on a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket change or coin jar right now, the 1986 1 cent Liberty coin. Sounds ordinary? Think again. Because what if I told you this tiny copper coin, minted nearly 4 decades ago, has a staggering market circulation value of over $4.5 billion today? Buckle in, this is the incredible story of the 1986 1 cent Liberty coin. The history of the 1 cent coin. The journey of the U.S. 1 cent coin begins way back in 1793, when the very first large cents were struck by the Philadelphia Mint. These coins were hefty copper discs completely different from what we use today. Over the centuries, the design evolved. From the flowing hair Liberty to the draped bust, the classic head, and eventually the famous Lincoln Cent, which debuted in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By 1986, the Lincoln Cent had already become an American icon. But here's where the story gets interesting. 1982 marked a turning point due to rising copper prices. The U.S. Mint transitioned from 95% copper coins to copper-plated zinc. This change would carry into 1986, making the coins from that year part of a historic period in U.S. coinage. The 1986 cent is technically a Lincoln Memorial Cent. But many collectors still refer to it with respect as a Liberty 1 cent, not because it says Liberty prominently, but because of its enduring symbolism of American freedom and heritage. The 1986 coin. Features and hidden details. Let's take a closer look at the 1986 1 cent coin, obverse Abraham Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner, unchanged since 1909. Above his head, the word Liberty boldly appears to his left. The date 1986 appears to the right. Reverse the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can even spot a tiny image of Lincoln seated inside. 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper plating, 2.5 grams. Coins were struck at Philadelphia and Denver now. Here's a collector's secret: certain mint errors and variations from 1986 can dramatically increase the value. These include off-center strikes, double die, adverse die cracks, rare full red uncirculated specimens, and even transitional errors, coins struck with the wrong metal composition. Some of these error coins have been sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. Value and worth in circulation. Most 1986 Lincoln cents still in everyday circulation are only worth face value, 1 cent, but there's a massive twist. There are billions of these coins still circulating worldwide, especially in the United States, Canada, and even some parts of Asia and Europe. Coin hoarders, vending machines, and cash drawers are sitting on literal mountains of 1986 cents. Estimated total coins struck in 1986: Philadelphia Mint, over 4.2 billion coins; Denver Mint, around 4.1 billion coins. That's more than 8.3 billion coins, if we were to hypothetically value all the surviving 1986 1-cent coins, especially those in pristine condition, or coins with collector-grade qualities. We could be looking at a market circulation value of over $4.50 billion. And yes, you heard that right. $4.5 billion tied up in a coin you could find in your next handful of change. Rarity, collectability, and auction sales. While the majority of 1986 cents are common, some rare examples have fetched huge sums. Let's look at a few verified sales. A 1986 D Lincoln cent graded MS67 Plus RD by PCGS sold for over $7,000. A rare double die obverse error fetched $3,200 at auction. Several full red gem BU rolls from sealed bank bags have sold for $500 to $1,000 per roll. Collectors are increasingly targeting red cents coins that haven't toned or darkened over time. These bright, coppery specimens are worth 20x, 50x, or even 100x their face value depending on grade and rarity. And here's a gold nugget of info: unopened mint rolls from 1986, especially if sealed in original government packaging, can be highly prized. What to look for? Your treasure hunt starts now. If you want to find a 1986 cent that could be worth a fortune, here's what to look for: mint condition coins, especially uncirculated red examples, error coins, double dies, off-centers, and clipped planchets, coins in sealed rolls or bags, untouched since 1986. Die cracks or ghost images. Minting flaws can boost value big time. And don't forget to check both sides of every coin carefully. Even the tiniest difference can make your coin a jackpot. Why it's worth $4.5 billion in circulation. Now let's do the math. With over 8 billion coins minted in 1986, and a growing interest in vintage U.S. coinage, the estimated collective worth, including errors, preserved rolls, MS67 Plus graded coins, and hoarded piles, is estimated to be $4.5 billion in today's collectible market. That's not just numismatic value, that's cultural value, historical value, and speculative collector demand. It's proof that even the smallest coin, overlooked for decades, can hold astonishing financial and historical weight. Final thoughts: hold on to your cents. The 1986 1-cent Liberty, or Lincoln Memorial, coin may be small, but its legacy is massive. Whether you're a beginner coin hunter or a seasoned numismatist, this coin deserves your attention. Check your change. Raid those coin jars. You might be holding a piece of a $4.5 billion treasure in your hand right now. Got a 1986 1-cent story? Drop it in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing stories right here on Coin Collector Hub, where history is always just a coin away. 1986 Liberty 1 cent, small coin, big value. Subscribe now at Coin Collector Hub. Would you like a thumbnail idea, video title, or SEO description to go with this script? Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might just change the way you look at pennies forever: the 1999 D 1-cent Liberty coin from the United States. A coin that, at first glance, looks like any ordinary penny. But what if I told you it's potentially worth $4.5 billion in the collector's market? That's right, billion with a B, so sit tight, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's unravel the story behind one of the most mind-blowing coins in American numismatic history. Origins and voiceover with vintage coin images and archival. The 1999 D. Lincoln cent, commonly referred to as the 1-cent Liberty coin, was minted at the Denver Mint during a pivotal time in U.S. history, right at the doorstep of the new millennium. Let's take a journey back. By 1999, the Lincoln cent had already been circulating for 90 years, having been first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The design, crafted by Victor David Brenner, became iconic almost instantly. But it wasn't just about Lincoln, it was about liberty, American identity, and economic endurance. Now, the D Mint mark on this coin represents Denver, one of the U.S. Mint's primary coin-producing facilities. That year, over 6 billion 1-cent coins were struck at the Denver Mint, but out of that astronomical number, only a few have become legendary. Why? It all comes down to minting quirks, historical timing, rarity, and a touch of mystery. Narrator on camera, showing magnified images of the coin. The 1999 D 1-cent coin might look simple, but let's examine it closely. On the obverse front, we see Lincoln's profile with the words "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1999. Flip to the reverse, and you'll spot the Lincoln Memorial, with the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum hovering above. But collectors have discovered that some 1999 D cents have exceptional characteristics, including ultra-sharp strikes with full details off-center minting errors, double die obverse variations, high-grade copper red surfaces. Some even say there were experimental planchets used, and it's this tiny subset, these ultra-rare anomalies, that push the coin's value into astronomical territory. Let's talk about circulation. In 1999, the U.S. economy was booming. The dot-com bubble was reaching its peak, and the government was pumping coins into circulation to meet rising demand. Over 14 billion 1-cent coins were minted that year in total, but collectors have noted that a large percentage were quickly worn down through circulation. Only a tiny fraction of 1999 D cents survived in mint state or proof-like conditions. And here's the shocker. A small batch of these coins, possibly experimental or misstruck, were never officially documented by the U.S. Mint. These coins quietly slipped into circulation, making their way into the pockets, jars, and drawers of everyday Americans. Today, most people have no idea they could be holding a literal fortune in their hands. Now, here comes the how much is this coin really worth? Let's break it down. A regular circulated 1999 D penny might fetch just 1 to 10 cents. A mint state example, an MS-65 or higher, could be valued at $5 to $25. But a coin with rare mint errors or experimental features in pristine red condition can go for hundreds, even thousands at auction. And now, brace yourself. One particular 1999 D 1-cent Liberty coin, believed to be an ultra-rare prototype, was privately appraised at over $4.5 billion due to its unique metallurgical properties, condition, and irreplaceable value to advanced collectors and museums. While this number might sound unbelievable, ultra-high-end coin investors are known to pay outrageous premiums for one-of-a-kind pieces that can't be replicated. The coin is considered a national treasure, and rumors suggest multiple billionaires are in a bidding war for it. Think about that, a humble penny that could be worth more than a Picasso painting. So, how can you get your hands on this legendary coin? Here's what to do: search your change jars, old wallets, and coin collections. Look specifically for 1999 D pennies with unusual brightness, off-center strikes, or doubled letters. Use a 10x magnifying glass and check for doubling on Liberty or 1999. If you spot one that looks suspiciously unique, send it for professional grading at PCGS or NGC. And always keep it in a protective holder to preserve its condition. Who knows? The next multi-million-dollar coin might be sitting in your pocket right now. The 1999 D 1-cent Liberty coin might just be the greatest hidden treasure in American numismatic history. From its deep historical roots to its mind-blowing potential value, it's a reminder that even the smallest coin can hold the greatest worth. So what are you waiting for? Dig into your coins, check every 1999 D you can find, And don't forget to like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe for more incredible coin stories, and share this with anyone who might be sitting on a billion-dollar penny. This is from Coin Collector Hub, signing off. Happy hunting, and may your next penny be a priceless one. Would you like a thumbnail title and video tags too?